For those of you who haven't seen this strategy used before, this is the SSG Roam strat, and there are many videos analysing it, one which I'll link to in the video description down below, so do check that out if you want to see more around how it actually works. What I am going to focus on here is how teams are now changing their attacks in towards this strat. We've seen it employed many times as a defensive strat. Now we're starting to get into the stage of things in Siege where teams are finding interesting ways of attacking it. So what I want to focus on is what the attackers are looking to do here. First and foremost, though, we'll make sure we go through a little bit of setup work that's being done by the defenders, just to highlight the key areas here that we'll be paying a lot of attention to once the attacking stage gets underway. The key operator to kick things off is the castle. Defele here running inside a bar. He's going to put down two key castle barricades. One, as you can see here, going on towards the pool table doorway. The second one, off towards the east side, he puts in towards the main entrance in towards the bar area as well. This one being a crucial one because it means that the hatch that you can now see on your screen is safe for those that are roaming upstairs, the mute and the mozzie, to drop through to get back onto site in 5 or 6 seconds in case there is a rush that comes through later on. A large part you'll see from these two upstairs right now is the reinforcements going down on the west and east walls. This is all to try and waste time for the attackers, so they're having to burn utility and time and drones and everything else trying to find out where these two operators that you simply can't see because of the jammers and pests, where they are, what they're doing, and what threat they might pose to you as you try and attack this site. You can't ignore them, they must be cleared out, but that is a very tough ask for I think anyone in this case. Now, as things get underway, immediately you'll see the Monty pick here, which for me was the most interesting part. Rocco's whole focus is going to be on pushing inside of the garage, getting himself a drone in there so he's safe to lead in it, not putting himself at any risk, and getting up to the window to make sure no one is sat inside a CCTV or trying to rotate down the stairs that you can see at the top of your screen right now. You'll have Buck spawning up towards the northeast, who is going to swing around and join the majority of his team off towards the west, so he can get inside and start doing some soft destruction work once they feel that they're in control of the map. Now, things kick off with the Zofia following the Monty in as well, just to make sure that if there is a gunfight, well, they at least have a gun there that isn't the Monty to try and contest that. Meanwhile, as you'll see on your screen right now, the world's most famous duo in Thermite and Thatcher are going to get this wall open on Jacuzzi to make sure that yet again, another stairway is being cut off. So now immediately, both stairways have been removed from the defenders. They cannot use those to rotate back downstairs. Elsewhere, what you'll see is they'll start setting up now to prevent them from being able to drop on the hatches as well. Monty's pushed inside a garage with the Zofia still behind him. What you now have to consider is that they need to be getting rid of that castle barricade that's down on the main doorway. That's exactly what Sloth is going to do right here, dropping out, and you'll see right now at the bottom left of your screen, he's going to fire a projectile on towards that castle barricade and remove it. So now we're in a situation where Mute and Mozzie are stranded upstairs. They can't get down either stairway. The drop hatch is no longer safe for them, only they don't yet know this, and they know they need to be backing away soon because the Monty is closing in on them. You've got Tedis on a drone facing just at the north side of bedroom. Nothing is safe for them upstairs, and this is where you feel that maybe you've wasted enough time and it is time to get away. What's going to happen here is Zofia is going to back away though and go and join the rest of the team whilst the Thermite now holds on towards that angle, and as they drop, you can see exactly what happens. He finds himself a double kill inside the first 60 seconds. This is already considered a catastrophic failure for this defense because you're now in a 5 versus 3 as the defenders, and you've had a bunch of reinforcements and utility already being used upstairs on the top floor. That's now no use of them when they're trying to stop this 5-man onslaught coming in elsewhere. What you will see here as well is Hayes is now rotated indoors. I mentioned him earlier on the Buck. He's got himself inside of gym and bedroom, and that's a great angle that he's opened up here at the very top of these stairs to find a kill on towards the Vigil, who in my mind probably shouldn't have been pushing on towards this stairway right now. You've already lost, you've got everyone back on site, or you've got everyone on site who needs to be there, i.e. the Legion and the castle. He's trying to peek up there and gets himself caught, and this is a clear-cut round charged in by the Monty from behind inside a moto, and there is nothing the defenders can do to hold GamerLegion back. So to summarise, some of the key things we saw in this round was a wonderful pinch coming onto the Mute and Mozzie from both sides without a single shot being fired. The only threat they put in was coming from the Monty, who of course can't be easily killed unless you have a bunch of operators surrounding him at once. You've got drones coming in from the west. You have one person holding the angle on top of the stairs on main stairs, so they can't rotate down there. And they've managed to secure in 45 seconds the castle barricade and the hatch coming in from construction, meaning those on the top floor had one choice. They had to drop to try and get away. If they stayed where they were, they'd be pushed by the Monty and picked off by those that were in support of him later on. The final thing is that the attackers never once had to put themselves at risk in that opening 60 seconds. They were in a spot where the only gunshots being fired were towards the attackers, and it was at their legs as they dropped through the construction hatch. Hernus there would have really had to mess things up and miss all of his shots to not kill the pair of them as they drop through that top hatch. All in all, this is one of the most safe and quick strats I think I've ever seen for dealing with the SSG roam strat, and goes to show that although a lot of teams were really struggling with it for a long time, even at national levels, teams are now starting to deal with it. I hope that you found this video useful, and if you want to see more about the Nordic Championship and other tournaments that I cast, please do subscribe and I'll make sure that these videos obviously get into your inbox. But until then, catch you next time.